Hi everyone, Tuesday, 6th of September, first day after the US bank holiday. Let's have a look at what happened in the markets today. Let's start with euro against the dollar. Remember, we don't trade the first bar. We could have entered here, but we are very, very close to the pivot point. So we just want to wait to make sure that there is some sort of movement. Market goes up to 59, about 59 here. So you could have entered a 61.62 here. At 8:20, the market reached 67 and then went down. Bounces on the pivot and then retests the 67 and then it starts going down. At this point, I have enough and I just got at break even. There is another signal here. This is not triggered. This is a bad place to enter because you know already that there is quite a lot of resistance up here, so you don't want to enter at this particular point. So the best thing to do is to wait 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, by the time 1 o'clock gets in, the market has already gone down quite a lot. And there is really very little point to use this signal because it's so close to the pivot point. The other thing is that at this time, it's 2:05, the market may not do much before the 3 o'clock ISM news. So we don't really want to be caught in any sort of trap here. For instance, here this is a 63, 65. You wouldn't have triggered here. You would have been triggered here. Do you really want to enter here with 1, 2, 3, and all this 5, 6, 7, 8 times that it tested this resistance? And then we're really getting very close to 3 o'clock. Remember, we don't trade the news, and this is one of the reasons why. The market just goes up immensely. There's nothing we can do. Again, if you want to trade the news, you have to use another system, not this one. Can we do something here? Well, we need to wait to see if this news is, as usual, a flash in the pan, or there is a little bit more to it. And in this sense, we need to really wait to see what happens. As you can see, the market is going up just a little bit, testing the R3, and then it has a little pause. It's testing it again. Can you get in? Well, R3 is usually a boundary, so it's a little bit tricky. It is at 15. You might, however, think that this is a pretty good move, and the market didn't retrace quite suddenly, as usual. So if it breaks this point, it might go up even further. This is an advanced trade if you take this, and you would have been right because the market, you entered at 19 or 20, the market went to 31. You could have had your 10 points. Remember, in these instances when the market had a range of 15 points and then it had suddenly 50, 60 points, it's usually a good idea to take the first one out as a scalp for 10 points and something and see what happens after that. In this case, with the second lot, we would have gone up at this level here, banking quite a lot of other points, and at this point is 3 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, so we would have stopped. So we missed this, but there were plenty of opportunities, especially here or here, to get back in with a couple of scalps and a little bit more. Similar thing on cable. You see that the move actually happened before London Open, so there's nothing we can do about it, and quite often London undoes what Frankfurt does. So a safe strategy is to stay out. So you have sell signal here not triggered. You might have been triggered here, but the problem is that it's very close to the pivot point, so you don't want to use this. Same thing, more or less, as the euro. Here we never trade at 12.25. It would have been a good trade, but we usually wait until 1 o'clock. This is 1 o'clock. There's nothing you can do here. Market retraces. It's pretty much in a range. You have a high here at 60. Now, if you have a buy signal, this is a second attempt, so you might have a 64, 63, 64 entry here. Remember, this is a little bit tricky because you just have half an hour before the news, the US news. If you take this one, you really want to get out before the news, unless you're already well in profit. You would be triggered here, and actually I was. The market immediately went down, but then it started really going up. See this point? This is 10 minutes before the news. So this is quite an important point, because I've already made my scalp 15 points here. The market is already up here. If I entered at about 63, 64, the market is already at 88, 89. I have enough buffer to survive probably some news on cable. I usually don't do this, but I would give up quite nothing really, because I would have put my stop up here just to protect my profits. And even if I have slippage, it's usually not 15-20 point slippage usually. And I did quite well, because my final target would have been this R2 here. The market got here and then retraced. At this point, I'm quite satisfied. I can do exactly the same thing that I did with the euro. At this point, I understand that the dollar is quite weak, so I can get back in here above R2, and I would have made quite a lot of other points. At this time is 4 o'clock, and so this is different from the euro, because I was already in, I was already quite in profits. I already took out with a profit half of my risk, so that was quite okay to keep it open, and I could have re-entered here. You will see on my journal that there are some nuances here, but this is a valid trade. Let's see oil now. This is London Open, and we didn't start very well with oil. We actually started with a loss. You have a sell signal here. I didn't like at all this bar here just before London Open, but there you are. This is the low. You're triggered here, and the market completely reverses. This is a classical reversal bar after having got you in, and it was what I call a fishing expedition. The market went straight the other way, so not a very good start. Two things here. One, I use a 20-point stop, and I was triggered. Actually, the best thing would have been to put a stop a little bit higher here, at about 42, 43. In that case, you wouldn't have been triggered, you would have been still in. The reason why I'm using this 20-point stop, it's too long to explain, and it's explained in the course and in some other places. What I like about this is that the market then goes back down, and I can re-enter, and I can try to make back some of the points. And enter just below this one. Actually, I put it at 10 with the idea that there is support here, and it's a big attraction, which is the big round number. And as it happens, I was quite right. The market goes up there and then goes back in. I'm still in here, and I'm out here. So I made it back. I made back the loss that I did before, that I had before. And then it gets better because I have this breakout here, but I don't have the signal yet. The signal is back here. I'm triggered at 10 o'clock. Usually I stop at 10 o'clock. But at this time, I decided to leave the order in, and I was triggered, and I got 10 other points, and then out. Nothing to do here. The market is in a range. No triggering here. Nothing at all. This is 12:50. You really want to wait for 1 o'clock. And once again, the market moves before 1 o'clock, and it's a little bit too late now to try to do anything. So we need to wait what happens at 1 o'clock. There is this little range here that gives some sort of confidence that if it breaks this range, you're going to have another leg with an entry at about 50. And in fact, it had it. You're sweating it a bit, and then the market goes down all the way, as it usually happens, to a big round number and to S1. So that was really very good. This was a very good trade. Then you have this big move here. It's 3 o'clock. This is news. And you might decide that actually the market now is going to go up again after this news. You have to be very careful. I entered at 40, but once the market actually didn't really make it, and it made 9 points, about 9 points, I closed it down at break even. And it was also 340, 345, so it was time to close things down.